by her wonderful depictions of the Indian way of life, incorporating little-known facts with the overall picture of the way the Indian really lived. Karen says, "My books center on the American Indian culture as it was, a true picture, not colored with the sensationalism of death and destruction as was depicted by the newspapers and eyewitnesses of the time, which often carried more political ambition than truth." Karen admits that she does exhaustive research for her novels, even to the extent of spending her honeymoon on the Blackfeet Reservation in Montana. Please welcome Karen Kay.
It's been a while since I've been in Los Angeles. I've been in Clearwater, Florida for 16 months now. And with just a little bit coming home for my brother-in-law who passed away last year. And seeing my husband, I've been gone for a while, and it's really good to see all you friendly faces. It's good to see you. I see a lot of people that I know. The first thing I'm going to do before we really get into this is I'm going to explain why I have a new pseudonym. There we go. Every single person that I say, okay, now I'm writing under the name of Jen Bailey, ask me why the name changed. So let me just get that out of the way. It was my publisher who wanted to change because my last 8 books have been very paranormal. This book is very not paranormal. It's more in the vein of The Last of the Mohegans, which, as you know, is more action and romance. And so my editor said it's so different from what you usually write that we want a different name. So that's why I have a different name. It comes from Bailey, which is my last name, really. And my mother's name, Genevieve, but Genevieve was too long, and so my mom was also called Jenny or Jen. So it became Jen Bailey, and that's why it's G-E-N, not G-I-N, like in ginger, or J-E-N, like Jenny or Jeannie. So Jen Bailey. Woo! So, who here has ever suffered from writer's block? Okay, I know not everyone does, but I do. I was actually on my blog, which is, let me just pitch it, it's Petticoats and Pistols. For any of you who don't know, it's a Western blog. And most of the writers there are Western writers, either contemporary or historical, and I'm the sort of token Indian romance writer. I'm like the, oh, we won't go there, never mind. Okay, so I said I was going to be doing this talk on writer's block, and do you know not a single writer there said that they ever get writer's block. Now either they're lying or they're really incredibly good writers, because I suffer from this. And so I thought I would give you a talk on why and how you can get yourself out of writer's block. Did anyone bring their manuscript by any chance? Okay, I don't think I got to the newsletter because I was, if there was time, and I don't know if there'll be time, but if there was time I wanted to go over different problems that you're having and see if we can fix them. Okay, so the first thing that you should do when you have writer's block is realize that you're stuck. That's probably the very, very first thing. I don't know how many times I've been writing away and 2 weeks go by and I'm like writing a page a day and I'm like, wow, this could take me a year to write. I have like 2 more weeks. And I'll suddenly go, oh my gosh, I usually write 5 to 10 pages a day. Something's wrong. So that's the first thing is the realization or the recognition that, hey, it should be going better. After you've done that, the very, very first thing, and this is not one, I have 3 tried and true ways to get you out of writer's block. This is This may help. This is not really what I consider writer's block. This is just your mind is going. You've got your plot, your characters, your this, your that, your time setting, you know, what does her dress look like? What does he look like? How long is his hair? You know, blah, blah, blah. You've got all these things going on, and sometimes it's too much overload, and you just need to step back. You know, go for a walk, go shopping, go for a drive. To tell you the truth, one thing that works really well for me, and I don't know why it works, is a nap. 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes if I'm really tired, it's like an hour nap. And something about that allows the mind to sort of get it all together, and you usually wake up and you go, oh, okay, I can fix it. I know what's wrong. Anyone else experience this, where you just lie down, let it lie, you come back, and it's there? Anyone else? Yeah, okay, so you know what I'm talking about. All right. So what do you do if you lie down and you come back and you're staring at a blank screen and there's nothing there? What are you going to do? And days go by, and maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. And, you know, after a while, it's sort of like, you know, I didn't like that story anyway. Let me write it. I'll start again. You know, we'll get different characters, different setting. We'll just start again. I didn't like it anyway. Okay. Probably your story is just fine. Something is wrong. So let's go to these tried and true things that I have used to actually get me out of writer's block. I kind of liken it to you're stuck in the mud and you have a tow truck. You've run into some barrier. You've run headlong into a brick wall, and now you've got to kind of take yourself off that brick wall and dig yourself out. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is just kind of explain who I am. I am a Scientologist, and so what I'm going to tell you is from the study technology of L. Ron Hubbard. And I use it. I don't know what I would do without this technology. It has gotten me out of so many different things that I've gotten myself into. It's not religious. It's is the word secular when it means not religious? Look at me, I'm a writer.
Yes.
It's very secular. These principles are used in schools. They're used in different tutors use these principles. It has really very little to do with the religion. It has nothing to do with the religion of Scientology. But what it was is Mr. Hubbard discovered that when he was trying to teach people how to do things, and Scientology is a very hands-on doing sort of thing, that they couldn't do it. They could like maybe spout off different ideas and different concepts or axioms and that sort of thing, but when it came to actually sitting down and doing it, they couldn't do it. So he grabbed a subject, which was at the time photography, and determined to study. And so these principles come from that. The first one that I'm going to go over is lack of mass. Have any of you ever heard me talk about this before? I think, yeah. Okay. I talked about this to the Laura chapter. One time we did an all-day seminar, the Laura chapter once, and this is one of the things I talked about. So lack of mass. Well, what do we mean by mass? Mass. Mass. Something that has matter, energy. It's existing in space and in time. That's mass. Okay? As opposed to something non-physical like an idea. A thought about something would not necessarily be mass. We're talking about physical universe, mass. Okay, so what do I mean by this? Let me tell you writer's block that I had one time. It's in the book War Cause Passion. I kind of want to go to that board and write that down. Okay, can you kind of follow me?
I'm following.
Let me get